I see a bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquake and lightning. I see bad times today. I hear hurricanes a-blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. I hope you got your things together. I hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Oh, don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hello, Legion, and welcome to Tales from the Grim and to session 0 of our brand new Urban Shadows campaign, the aptly named Bad Moon Rising. I am your kind and benevolent MC, Lauren, aka That Salty Ginger, aka Resident Psychic, aka the Smooch Queen, as everybody here will completely support and affirm it's not a lie. I will be guiding us through this adventure. If you have no idea what Urban Shadows is, never fear, you are like most of us were just a month ago. In tonight's session, I'm going to go over the basics of Urban Shadows with everyone, and we're going to get to know the characters and the city of New Acadia just a bit. And amuse-bouche, if you will. But first, let's meet our fantastic cast, starting with our artiste extraordinaire, Avery. It's your first time on the channel. Hi. For Avery, please.
You can finally put a face to the person who's been menacing the chat and doing the art and stuff. Yeah, I'm Avery. I go by MattBat online. As most people here know, I am an artist. I've done art for this channel a couple of times, including for this campaign, and I did it for the Wild Blue Yonder one as well, which is a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing Evangelina Johnson, who is the Aware, who is just real tired, yo.
I am so excited. I am stoked. This art, and just like Wild Blue Yonder's, Avery's my favorite artist. Shh, don't tell. Or tell everybody. Just tell everyone. It's fine. Also, Tommy, can you hear me? I'm never going to stop making that joke. Ever. I'm sorry. Stabby boy. You are my favorite stabby boy. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, you missed me.
Hi. Yes, I did. Very much. I have missed the Monday nights, more so recently. I'm super excited to get back into this. But yes, I'm Tommy. I'm a parrot of Pengu. I was in Wild Blue Yonder last season. I do a bunch of openings, I guess, title sequences these days. Getting back into that, but I will be playing Eden Cho, the angry wolf boy, I think.
No,
is probably
good wolf boy.
Good, but also very angry.
Just needs scratches.
But yeah, I will be playing the wolf playbook.
I've just realized, especially compared to Wild Blue Yonder, like just 2 intros already, it's like this is the edgy campaign, isn't it? We had wholesome, and now we're all going edgy. We're in our scene phase here at Tales from the Grim right now. All right. Someone who is, I don't know, I feel like I know you. Allison? Yeah, I think that's right. Allison. So who are you?
You're darn right you know me. Hey, everybody, it's Allison. I am at Allison Robinson on Twitter. I am formerly Caitlin Jane O'Callahan, aviatrix extraordinaire, Princess of the Skies, America's Flying Sweetheart. Project Athena here on Tales from the Grim, and I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be with this crew in particular, and I'm for all of that talk about our this bunch of scene kids here, I am playing Claire Fiorentina, or shall I say, Sister Claire Fiorentina, formerly of the Scholastic Sisters of St. Mary Magdalene, now on the run aka the Oracle.
So pure, so innocent and pure.
Wholesome. Hashtag blessed.
No, I'm moving on. Okay, this is weird. Somehow Greg got in here. Greg, who are you? What are you doing here?
Hi, Lauren. Thanks so much for the intro. It always makes me feel so comfortable to be here. My name is Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team here on the Twitch. I'm going to be playing Doyle for you all. Doyle is, well, he's a dragon. And, I'll tell you this, he's very nice, very sweet, and he's friends with the sister. One of those things is true. Back to you, best friend Lauren.
Aw, thanks, best friend Greg. Speaking of best friends, Kienna. Hi, hon.
Hi, I am so excited to be back on a Monday night here on Tales from the Grim. Missed being here, and we're diving into a very different game over here, so super excited for that. Hope you all like the overlays, because Lauren and I made those. They're super awesome, so with awesome art. So, yeah. But I'm not here to talk about overlays. I'm playing a certain character. Not wholesome, but not really that edgy either. Because, you know, sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of pink in your life. So I am playing Ophelia, who is the Tainted. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Everything's great.
I believe you. I believe all of you. You look like a bunch I can trust implicitly. Alrighty. So, first things first, I'm going to give a brief, I swear it's brief. I pared it down as much as I could. Explanation of Urban Shadows for those of you who have never interacted with it before. It is our first Powered by the Apocalypse game for real this time. So it's a system by Andrew Medeiros and Mark Diaz Truman, published by Magpie Games. Rock, go buy from them, all the things. And like I said, using the Powered by the Apocalypse system. It's a, ooh, you got this off cover, it's so pretty. It's a political urban fantasy game set in the city of your choosing or creation. For us, I've decided to transform with these wonderful people, the city of New Acadia, based on my hometown of New Orleans. But if it were set in like a darker version of the Buffyverse with the aesthetic of Sin City. That's this city. Welcome. So, like everybody went around and said, each player chooses a playbook for their character. It's kind of like an archetype and then fleshes out the character from there, assigning stats. You've got 4, blood, heart, mind, spirit, and choosing special archetype moves. Each archetype belongs to a different faction, and that's where all the politics come in. We've got mortality. That's self-explanatory. I don't need to say any more about that. Night, creatures of the night. We've got wolves and we've got vampires. There's power, humans with sorcery and magic at their disposal, and wild, basically everything else, but mostly demons and the fae, and a dragon, or 2, or 3, or 4. Don't worry about it. In terms of the dice, when rolling an archetype move or a basic move, Urban Shadows uses 2d6 plus or minus the relevant stat. It's super, super simple. 6 or below is a miss. Those are my favorite. We want lots of those. 7 to 9 is a partial success, and 10 plus is a strong success. But sometimes even strong successes have consequences. Instead of hit points, I don't know why I giggled for this part. Instead of hit points, we have harm, right? Yeah, that's good. Your character can take very, very little harm before keeling over, like 5 harm. You can take 5 harm and that's it. Urban Shadows is a deadly system. So please check out our donation options below, because these cats are gonna need them. Or they'll be fine. Yeah, they don't need them. You're right, Lauren. Thanks, Lauren. The other big mechanics are debt, which we'll get more into later, and corruption. how far along the dark path your character will go, which can make you more powerful, but if you take too many corruption points, your PC becomes an NPC in my control. I wrote that in my notes. Evil laugh. I roll no dice, just like in Lady Blackbird. Instead, I have principles to guide me and my own moves that I just make. I just get to make them. It's great. My job is to make the city feel political and dark, keep the characters' lives out of control and evolving, and play to find out what happens. It's a highly reactive game of back and forth, which is one of my favorite things about it. So that is a really, really brief summary of the system in a nutshell. High five me. Let's get down to the fun part, which is talking to the characters and the creative minds playing them. So this game actually provides us with a really fun way of doing this. So we're going to go through each of your playbook's intro questions and get to know y'all a little better. Okay. Avery.
Yes.
Most people walk around all day with no idea of the power the darkness holds or what truly takes place in the shadows. Those who are aware, awakened to the world as it truly is, have the power to stand up and fight for their people, to spit in the eyes of the dark beasts that roam their world. And, if they're very lucky, live to see tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Who are you?
I am Evangelina Johnson in she's just an office worker, y'all. Ophelia did this.
So, how long have you been in the city?
She's been in the city, I'd say about 9 months.
Okay.
She moved from across the country.
Where's her hometown? Like, if you had to compare it to a modern day city.
I don't know American cities.
Okay, so is she like a West Coast gal or an East Coast gal, or does she come from like the Midwest, like the middle of the country?
It is bold of you to assume that I know what you're talking about.
Did you come from the cool parts of the country, or the ones that are still stuck in 100 years ago?
Okay. I think it was fairly cool, fairly like suburban.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Let's say San Francisco, but like East Bay, San Francisco.
Anything you say, I'm going to be like, yes.
Tommy, it's bold of you to assume I know what that means. All right, East Bay. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, my name's Avery. I am dumb of ass. I don't know what's going on.
All right, perfect. And you already kind of hinted at this, but how did Evangeline learn about the supernatural?
It was Ophelia's fault.
That's a great quote. I want that to be a quote. It was Ophelia's fault. Perfect. Do you want to give us a little more detail about that?
Yeah, sure. Essentially, it was like a Friday night after work, and she's like done. So she decided that she'll go to the nearest bar, which is probably like a pretty shady dig. And she was just sitting there with like just a drink in hand, and then Ophelia kicked her door down, like, "Mom, holy fuck!" and just grabbed her and pretty much ran. Ophelia dragged her into this life, and she's holding her down into it.
Perfect. Do you want to, just while we're here, you want to name that bar? Maybe we'll visit it again.
I'm gonna call it Fumo Blue.
What?
Fumo Blue. I'll type it out into Zoom chat.
Perfect. We are going to create this.
So like blue lit and stuff. That is based on the one that is in Australia here in Adelaide. So
I love it. There, boom. Because I'm also a fun part of Urban Shadows is kind of building out the city, and so we're all making locations and NPCs together behind the scenes, and some here today. So your next question: why is this city worth saving?
Is it though?
It's a valid. As I look outside, it's a valid question.
I'm trying to... There isn't that much for her here at the moment, but I think it's got certain opportunities that she wants to look into, but her chips just haven't lined up right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as she gets to know the players, maybe the cast will add into that. But right now, she's pretty much done. But I think there's definitely opportunities here, and she's too stubborn to move back.
Mm. This is just one of my own questions. Would you describe Evangelina as a moral person?
Yeah, she's pretty moral. She's a fairly good person, I'd say. Tries to be, at least, but she's also quite tired and done, so...
Yeah. Tired and done.
She's like someone who has that mindset of like, God, I'd love to, like, anyone who's wronged her, it's like, God, I'd love to do this, but she'd never actually act on it because she knows that it's bad.
Mm. That'll be super interesting with her new BFF. We'll get to later. And what's a mystery that you're currently looking into? It doesn't have to be, I know we're not really going like necessarily the investigative route, but like what's something that's piqued your interest in the supernatural world?
In the supernatural, yeah. I think there is a morbid curiosity regarding it. Like, she knows that she shouldn't get involved in it, but she's like, what else is there? Like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to me in my like 20-something years of living.
Do you think it's something like, has it given her any inspiration for her art? I
think it has. She's still yet to finish a piece. Since her little tizzle. But I think she's definitely explored more because of that. But yeah, I think she's definitely very interested in finding out more of this world because, as I said, it's like the most interesting thing that's happened to her in years.
Yeah.
And she's also the mindset of like, you know what? Fuck it.
Do you think she's the kind of, I'm just spitballing now. I'm not looking at my list anymore. Do you think she's the kind of person maybe that she has nothing to lose?
I think at the moment she's kind of feeling that. The one thing is that she doesn't want her mom to worry, which is her mom is still where they used to live.
Cool. Don't worry about me, just taking notes, super cash, don't worry about it. Yeah. One fear.
One fear.
And what moves did you pick? And if you haven't picked them yet, that's totally fine, but
yeah.
I'm just interested.
Let's take a look. For the aware. Oh my god, there's so much intro stuff.
Yeah.
Please. So it's just the moves under the aware playbook?
It'll usually say like, you have this one and you can pick one or two more or something like that. Okay. I was just wondering if anything had piqued your interest yet.
Okay. Oh, sweet. I just scrolled randomly and I found it. Nice. Okay, so I automatically get Snoop. So that when you keep an eye out for trouble, roll with mind. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. While you're there, spend your hold and ask the MC questions. I was like, what's my best way in or out? Who or what here is not what they seem, etc., etc. On a miss, you find yourself in over your head. The MC will tell you why this is a bad spot.
Cool, and then you get to choose 2 more, which we can do whenever.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll look them over a bit.
Good, because I need to review holds later, because I never remember. I will review it. Calm down. Holds. Yay. All right. That's our first round. Yay, Evangelina. That's our first kind of intro.
Goody.
Yay. Also, I think our most normal person.
Yeah,
She's just gonna get weirder from here.
Yeah. She doesn't know what she's getting into. She's just like, yeah, I feel ya. Let's do this.
I look forward to her inevitable doom. All right.
Oh, yeah. This character is set up to die.
Yeah, pretty much. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Tommy.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Primal, deadly, and awesome. There is little in the world that can match the werewolf's relentlessness or brute force. Those cursed by the wolf's bite or born into their bloodline carry a great fury within them. But fury, like all emotion, can be tempered. Eventually. Who are you?
I am Eden Cho, who well, he's both complicated and not really complicated at the same time. He's a military boy who's just returned from overseas.
So he's a military pup, is what you're saying?
Well, wolf. Okay, military wolf. Thank you very much.
You're
Where he trained was it patrol explosive detector dogs? Sort of he was a military working dog handler, and because of sort of his natural affinity with dogs, hounds. Yeah, he grew up in Acadia, and not in a not so great part of town. And things happened, and he wanted to get out for a while, so he went to the military. There were reasons he couldn't really go anywhere else. This is he's only come back in the last couple weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks. So he's been away for about 6 or 7 years now.
Great. That answers the next question of how long have you been in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best part of the change?
Changing into a wolf. Yes.
No, changing your clothes.
Well, put on a fresh, clean pair of underwear. That's like a big.
That was the best part of the transformation. I regret.
The best part is I think it's an outlet for a lot of the aggression and anger that he has. It feels like he doesn't have to be civilized while as the wolf. And I mean, it just there's power in the form, and it's sort of it's kind of freedom in a sense, right? Or at least it's the way it's been for a while. But yeah, I think it's that he doesn't feel he needs to be as civilized while a wolf. Does that freedom, that anger, when he's not a wolf, does that translate into kind of a repressed nature, or is it still pretty volatile? As in when he's a human, in his human form. I think it's not so much repressed as it is on a very tight leash that can be broken at times. And so he's not calm and completely civilized when he's human. He's still very, I like to say that he sort of wears his wolf close to the skin. So it's still there, but it's just leashed a bit.
And I know we talked about this, but just so everybody knows, you as the wolf, you transform into an actual wolf. It's not like the hybrid, it's a wolf, right?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
like it's a proper wolf, going a bit more with, I think, more folklore than Hollywood style
Cool.
werewolf.
Great.
Yeah.
Who is the most important person in your territory?
I think that it's definitely his little sister, right?
Yeah.
Like he's very protective of her. She's, in his opinion, the best of the family, and she's just a much better person than he is.
Is she the most important person to you, or do you think she's not a wolf, right?
No, she didn't, because our parents, one was a wolf and one wasn't. So she is not a wolf.
Gotcha. Cool. And last question. What do you desperately need?
I don't think he knows is the thing. I think he's looking for something, and he's looking for it in different places, but he's not exactly sure what it is, but like it's some sort of like he's looking for being content, right? Like he's like resolution to something, but he's not sure what.
Mm-hmm.
He has an idea that, there's stuff in his past that has really fucked him up. And he's not sure what it is he's looking for, though, but he'll know it when he feels it, right? He's looking for a feeling. He just doesn't know what that is yet.
Yeah, great. And did you pick out any moves ahead of time, or are you still deciding?
So I think I've picked out most of them.
Tell me.
In terms of wolf moves, I only had to choose one, which is reckless. If you jump right into danger without hedging your bets, you get armor +1. If you're leading a group, it gets armor +1 as well. But I do have to choose a few things, like stuff about my transformation. Story. So the transformation, I get to choose sort of like, I guess there are two benefits, I guess, two pros and two cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is that, and this is a much more recent thing, is that he transforms every night and not just the full moon.
Gotcha.
And there are reasons for that. And
can
then the other one,
control it?
he can try to resist it, but it hurts very badly. But the him transforming every night is not something he chooses to do.
Gotcha.
Right? That's not a choice he made.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is when battling groups, you fight like a small group.
Oh.
And I think that comes in with his training, both like he was learning some martial arts before he went into the military, from his grandfather, and then obviously military training. He learned, how to fight well, how to fight when outnumbered, and all that. And he spent some of his days fighting other people, wolves, in not so legal battles. His misbegotten youth. So that's his pros. For cons, sometimes you lose control when transformed, I think at the moment I can't resist the change when it comes. Like, I think I'm going to go with that for the moment. I think that's something that he's going to have to work through.
Cool.
Like, yeah, he used to be able to resist it, but not at the moment. And then my territory, which isn't really his territory at the moment, it's his parents' old territory, before they died. But right now, the territory covers several blocks, which I'm calling Little Asia.
Yep.
Because it's an immigrant district, and houses sort of like, the Korean and the Chinese and the Vietnamese and the Southeast Asians and the population, sort of, and that what did I put? That my territory includes grounds for me to hunt and roam. There's a park in my territory that has little woodland creatures. And then for trouble in my territory, obviously the territory already comes with crime, which has been on the rise since his grandfather passed away, and the pack has sort of fallen apart in the area. My territory owes fealty to someone more powerful than us. The pack I like to call the financial wolves.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
The Wall Street Wolves.
The Wall Street Wolves. They're like one city district over in the central business district.
Yeah, the CBD. It's the CBD. Yeah.
CBD. I enjoyed that little pun there myself. And also, someone powerful wants your territory and is working to get it. And so there's encroachment on our territory because the pack doesn't really exist anymore as it did.
Yeah.
So no one really controls the area.
Got it. Up for grabs. Yay.
And I think that's it.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Yay. This is exciting. Allison.
Yes.
The future is always in motion, like a great river dragging us all to our inevitable ends, lost in currents we cannot see. There are some who can swim against its strength, who can raise themselves above the surface to see what awaits us. They are the cursed, and they are the blessed. Not the hashtag blessed, though. Who are you?
I am Sister Claire Fiorentina, and I was once a novice of the Scholastic Order of St. Mary Magdalene. Our small order exists for just one purpose, and that is to protect and preserve a secret tradition passed down to us by Mary Magdalene herself, and known only to a handful of women since the death of Christ. But I didn't know that, at least not at first, and neither did my sisters. We copied ancient texts by hand in a script that none of us could read. We were told that it was for our protection, that we couldn't read what we were writing. But I've always been a curious sort, and I have a gift for puzzles. And so working in secret, I began decoding these texts. It was just for fun at first, like I was working a crossword, but when the true meaning of the text became clear, everything changed. The knowledge that I uncovered opened my mind to these visions of the future. They come upon me unbidden. Sometimes I'm able to change things. Often my attempts to intervene come with unexpected consequences. But what kind of person would I be if I foresaw pain or hurt for another person and did nothing to prevent it? When I foresaw the Mother Superior torturing me to death for what I had done, I fled the convent, and I've been on the run ever since. I've been given the gift that Christ gave to his beloved to protect her from the tribulation that followed her death or his death, but sometimes it's more of a curse than a blessing.
So you're on the run? You're in hiding?
I have been. I came to New Acadia about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Have you ever felt like the sisters were... That's great, Pope. None on the run. Have you ever felt like the sisters were close, or have you been very successfully avoiding them?
I've occasionally had visions that they were tracking me down, but it's kind of helpful when you're trying to stay in hiding if you can see the future.
Sure. How do you cope with the visions?
I try my best to intercede, especially when I see something bad happening to a good person, someone who's poor, someone who's being taken advantage of. When I can't intercede, I pray. I pray a lot. And sometimes I listen to music. When I moved into my little apartment in an old rundown townhouse in the Irish Channel neighborhood, I found in the closet a handheld cassette recorder and a big box full of tapes. I think they're all 80s music, but I listen to them sometimes to take my mind off of things.
I want to circle back real quick to being on the run. Is there one person of that group that you fear more than the others?
I was terrified of the Mother Superior from the moment I entered the convent. I didn't need to see visions of her torturing me to death to be afraid of her. And there's not much that I wouldn't do to keep from falling into her grasp.
Great. Do having these visions make Claire think that she is special?
No. And yes. I'm just a girl with a knack for puzzles and the kind of curiosity that gets her into trouble sometimes, but when you stop and think about it, I have been chosen for a very special and very powerful gift.
What do you think the purpose of the gift is?
That's the question I've been asking myself from the beginning. I assume it's to help other people. That's my calling. That's Christ's command. Sometimes it's hard to know, though, who to help and who the really good people are.
You have nightmares. What are they like?
Well, you know those dreams that you have where something really horrible is about to happen and you can see it and it's right there and you know exactly what to do, but you're like paralyzed. You can't move. And no matter what you do, there's nothing you can do to stop it. You know those dreams?
Mm-hmm.
All of my dreams are like that. Every single one. I don't sleep any more than I have to.
And what do you desperately need?
I need wisdom to know what's right and what's wrong, who I should help and who I should hinder. I need forgiveness for taking something that the church at least thought shouldn't be mine. I need the power to change things for the right every time. If I had that, then I think I'd know why I was chosen for this gift.
What moves did you go with?
So as the Oracle, I automatically get the move Foretelling. Foretelling at the beginning of each session, I roll with Spirit. On a 10 plus, I get to hold 2. On a regular success, 7 to 9, I get to hold 1. And then during the session, I can spend my hold to declare that something terrible is about to happen. And when I've done that, then I and my allies get to take +1 ongoing in any attempt that we make to avoid that disaster.
That is
now,
super
of course,
baller.
on a miss, I foresee the death of someone who is important to me.
Nice. Love it. Go on.
Calm down. And then
calm down.
And then take a -1 on any rolls to prevent.
Love it.
So that's my automatic move. I chose I'm allowed to choose 2 other moves. I chose at any cost. When that is when I interfere with someone's plans or actions to prevent one of my visions from coming true, I get to mark their faction and I take +1 forward. But the other move, my favorite one that I chose, is Conduit. And Conduit here as in conduit for the power of the divine. When I use this move, I can advance Let It Out, which is sort of like hulking out in this system.
Yeah.
I get to advance Let It Out for myself and for all other characters who are in my presence.
For how long?
It doesn't say, babe, so I assume it's for forever.
Kill Allie. Got it. You didn't. Okay, you're telling me that you didn't pick psychometry. All right, cool. Yeah, it's
of course I didn't pick psychometry.
Good.
There's only one resident psychic.
Thank you. Good. All right. That's all for now. Miss Extra. She's a mistress of divinity. That's not a pet name. It's a degree name. Greg.
Both?
No, it's not a pet name. Greg.
Yo.
You've always known you were special. You heard it in whispers when you were alone as a child. You felt it each time people applauded your deeds and lingered on your name. It came as no surprise that there were those who hunted you. Everyone always fears and loathes their betters.
Amen.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
I'm Doyle Reed, the dragon.
No. Okay.
Oh, yes, I am.
No. Okay. That's fine. Good. Succinct. How long have you been in the city?
Just a little shy of forever. Just long enough.
Were you born here?
Yes.
How do memories of your previous life manifest?
Not so much in the dreams of the night, it's the dreams of the day for Doyle. As anytime he is underneath a sky, anytime he is underneath the visible clouds, the splash of blue, he is taken away sometimes, not a daydream. A daydream is too weak a term. It's an experience where he remembers soaring through the same sky, piercing and riding and curling around the same clouds, as if he's still doing it, as if he can feel the moisture on his face and the humidity as he rises above, flies the thermals as he was meant to.
What are your most painful memories of your former life?
Being taken from the sky. The Brood and I ruled everything from the forests up. The mountains, the stars, the blue, they were all ours. And then they took it from us. We were forced to choke on dust and walk.
Who took it from you?
Petty people. The Ordo Draconis.
Oh, this is a good one. Who has hinted they might know more about your line?
Who has hinted that they might know more about my line? No one in particular. The problem lies in why I'm still in the city. It was foretold that I would meet my brood here. And so here's where I've lingered. Nobody knows about it because what would have led me to them was taken from me.
Well, who foretold it? Is it just something you knew? Or did somebody tell you? Or did you read it?
Presumably when our brood is reborn at each cycle, the only gift that they are given as we re-enter this world is a ring. Each ring marks one direction of the sky, north, south, east, and west. Mine was west. The ring told me I was where I needed to be, where I would find the others. But then the ring was taken from me, so I dare not leave the city.
Do you know who took the ring from you?
I certainly do.
Who?
Friend. Reverse quotes, Ronald Weir.
What is he? Do you know?
A drunk. But that ain't all bad.
Is Doyle a drunk?
Proud drunk, yes.
Before or after he lost the ring?
Yes.
And what moves did you pick, Greg?
Oh, I picked some doozies.
Great.
Not nearly as good as the sisters, but they're all right. I picked Fireborn. When I let it out, I add the following option to the list: ignore all environmental harm, mundane or magical, from the scene. No matter what it be, fire, electricity, power of God, I can take it out. And if any mortal witnesses my act of incredible superhuman superiority, their minds are too fragile to comprehend. So they create a falsehood, and that's what they believe.
Come on, man.
That'll be interesting. I'm excited for that. Good. Well, thank you.
I have another. Did you want the other?
Is it? Don't you just have two?
Yeah, but that's just.
Oh, that was just Fireborn. Jesus. Okay, yes. What's the other one?
The other one was, don't you know me? And when you try to mislead or trick someone into believing that you are an important or powerful person, roll with spirit instead of mind. But on a miss, my bold gambit leaves me vulnerable to my worst enemies. And that one is for you.
Oh, thanks. So thoughtful. Everyone's so thoughtful. That's good. Alrighty. Excellent. Kienna.
Gotta put on the glasses, you know that.
Let's do this together.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like my glasses too.
Matchy.
We're very matchy. You remember what it was like being human. Or at least fully human. But that was before all this. Before your soul ended up in the hands of demons and devils. Now you're something else. Working jobs for a patron who is never satisfied, never done with you. It's the worst job you've ever had. Or is it? Who are you?
So I am playing Ophelia Jong. She is Well, I mean, she's just been in the city for a while, and she just want to have fun, you know? That's all she really wants to do.
How long have you been in the city?
I've been in the city for like 2 years, 3 years. I mean, I don't really keep track. It's like, whatever. Another day's another day.
Was it always like that?
No, it changed when I got here. It's just, you know, how it is sometimes.
Ophelia, who would you die for?
That's a tricky question.
Absolutely no one has a valid answer. But is that true?
No one. But also, death is not a permanent thing for her.
What is your daily release?
Anything that is fun. Going out drinking, finding new friends, kicking up some shit with other people. Anything that relieves the boredom.
What do you desperately need?
I think that ties into the first answer. It's just fun.
Why?
Well, Ophelia, I've never really had much of a free childhood. Most of it was stuck at home under the careful watch of my older brother. Never allowed to go outside, hang out with friends, or even make friends in the first place. The same old. And that time I was counting days. Because I was counting days to when I could leave. Eventually I saved up enough money. Got myself a ticket to New Acadia. And left.
What about home was so stifling?
Just constantly being monitored, supervised, and told what to do.
But, babe, isn't that exactly what your patron's doing now?
I mean, but at least I get something fun out of it. I get an apartment. I get a motorcycle. A nice fancy new phone. I get to have fun.
So, as Hannah and I have been discussing, this demon is basically her sugar daddy, and we're all very much on board with it.
It's a sugar daddy, but instead of sexual things, it's going to do demonic things. That's all. I mean, more specifically, she goes and collects souls, and she delivers messages.
Does she ever feel bad about the former?
No.
No.
They knew what they were getting into. She signed on totally on board for this.
Does she have a soul?
It's in the hands of another person right now. Or being.
Oh, goody, goody gumdrop. Great. And, yeah. All right. So we've kind of gotten to know who all the characters are. They seem like fine, upstanding citizens of this.
Are you not going to ask me what my moves are?
No, I don't want to know. What'd you choose?
Well,
me.
I mean, the major one, the one that I get, is that we mentioned that, well, not fully human anymore. That's because it's part of the sweet deal where I do some jobs and I got, nice material things. I also get a demonic form that I can take on.
Yes, tell.
So we'll reveal what that looks like a little bit later, but essentially I get to have all sorts of little benefits when I decide to take it on. And if I'm doing it for a job for my patron, I get even extra ones. So things like I can gain armor, or I can heal, or I can inflict more harm. I could get a demonic weapon, or I could just fly, because that's what I could do. And then my second move, which just adding on to that, I'm now tough as nails. I get another extra armor on top, and other than blessed or holy things, weapons designed to stun or impair me have no effect.
Sounds like all of you are worried about something with these move choices. I don't know what you would be worried about.
No idea.
I don't know. Anyway, great. Good. So now we're going to get into the debt mechanic that everybody gets to participate in. Remember, for my players, all you have to do to cash in a debt, which gives you several options for boons, with a PC or NPC, is to remind them why they owe you. So notes. You can try to wiggle out of a debt. It doesn't always go well. It mostly doesn't go well for you. For these debts, at least one of them must be with a PC. If you feel like something really doesn't work with another PC, we can make it with an NPC. That helps us flesh out the world. Anyway. So, Avery, hey.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Aren't you excited?
Yes.
So, your first one. Someone told you their secrets and you haven't told anyone about them yet. They owe you 2 debts.
Who have I been talking to? The thing is, the only one I could think of is maybe Ophelia, but Ophelia is not very secretive about who they are.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how we connect, so it doesn't matter if you haven't talked about this with somebody else before.
Yeah.
It's just somebody can also be like, oh, I think that would be a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna help us connect.
Yeah.
Us together.
I'm trying to think, who else would Evangelina have encountered at any point? Not even if it's not with Ophelia, even when it's before that.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone else wants to jump in, if anyone else has an idea as well, feel free to jump in. Because the only one I can think of is maybe Evangeline. Maybe she's seen Ophelia's demon form, and that's why she's like, "Oh shit, this is more than I thought it was. I thought you were just a party animal."
Because, I mean, like I said, it can be anybody. You could have met Claire. We all could come up with a reason that she would have confided in you. Eden, you could easily come up with a reason that he could have confided with you if it were over drinks one night, even. So,
Eden, how often do you drink?
Eden drinks a lot.
I think Evangeline does too.
Most of his drinking is private.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of because I'm just trying to think of timelines because it would have to be within the last couple of weeks.
Someone told you their secrets and you haven't told anyone about them yet. They owe you 2 debts.
I'll jump in on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Evangeline definitely is a regular at this bar. Which is often seen.
Is it the bar? Is it the
bar? Fumably.
Fuma?
Fumo.
Fumo.
It's all good. We'll figure it out. Maybe that's the thing about the bar. No one can get its name right.
Yes. It's owned by people who actually came from Australia. So
yeah.
None of us
they don't know how to speak.
We don't know how to speak Brisbane.
Brisbane. Melbourne.
Yeah, we have no idea. I love that. Cool.
Yeah.
Doyle, why would you tell her?
Why not?
I can absolutely imagine this is before Evangeline met Ophelia. So if you dropped, like, if we're just drunk and you've dropped this, Evangeline's just like, yeah, whatever. And then now it's like, wait a second.
Was he actually a dragon?
Wait, hang on. Is he actually a dragon?
He exhales 2 columns of smoke from his nose, but he has no cigarette or vape pen or anything.
Perf. I love it.
Does that count towards your ability and like Evangeline's mind just like formulates a vape in your hand or something?
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Great. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if you do tell somebody about him, if it cancels the debt. I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows? I feel like she'd kind of realize, like, this is something I shouldn't. This whole thing in general is something I shouldn't blab about.
What about to your best friend Ophelia?
Listen.
Look, there's no reason I want you to tell her. There's like no reason. I don't plot.
Listen. Best friend is a relative term.
It's Ophelia has a tendency to just find friends out of thin air and then declare themselves very good friends. The thing she does.
That's how I make all my friends.
Valid.
Yeah. All right, perfect. That's one down. I'm gonna hop around to everybody. Tommy, Eden.
Hey.
Hey, buddy. Someone is hiding you from someone or something powerful. You owe them a debt.
Oh, I don't know which PC, because I can think of NPCs possibly for this one.
Yeah, let's do an NPC for this one.
I think it is also the stronger power that his sort of little section of the Central City District owes fealty to. Let me pull up. I think that, and I don't know if it's necessarily something that he knows of at the moment. Like, I think that, I think there is certain interests in the city that are aware of Eden's past and more recent past, I would say, and have asked around about him. And this person, who is the head of the Carmen Ordonez.
Yes, Carmen.
If y'all want the face for this, it's Rita Moreno.
Yes.
It's great. I think that, so she has basically told, so she had sort of a pact with Eden's mother, who was the leader of the old wolf pack, the Lotus pack. And she is aware that he is back in town. And she's basically told him he needs to get his district in order, or they're going to move in and, get it in order. But I think at the same time that she has, she had a, she had a, beneficial, good relationship with his mother. So I think at the same time that she is stepping in to give him that chance at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like she might even be doing it a bit for his own good.
Yeah.
There's something bigger going on.
Yeah, I think there are people who are aware that he is from the city and aware of his more recent past. And I think they've been asking around for him. And I think she's just sort of covering for him for the moment.
Nice. Love it. All right, Allie.
Yes.
Someone helps you understand your dreams and visions. You owe them 2 debts.
Mm-hmm.
Who? How? What?
I have an idea that perhaps Evangeline might as the artist.
Oh.
There is sometimes these things are very, very confusing, and it's hard to see how they come together. But I've discovered perhaps that if I can share with Evangeline what I think I'm seeing, that she can help me kind of pull it together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see that happening. Like, I can see Evangeline maybe even like just bumping into you at some point, or maybe you catch her sitting down and like drawing or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And depending on when it happens, it's either she'll be like in a park or something drawing quite well, or it'll just be like starting a sketch and scribbling it out and then doing something else. But then if you sit with her and talk to her about it, she'll be like, yeah, okay, and she just punches this thing out. Yeah.
I've got this picture in my head of the Devil's Tower thing from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where they had these visions but didn't know what they were, and so maybe like it was, I saw you sketching on the street or something, and I had a vision that somebody was about to be hurt or harmed, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I just draw this for me. Would you just draw this for me, please? And yeah.
Eventually, looking very startled, agrees. No, I think Claire probably has the drawing. She probably tore it out and like, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, I bet it was. I don't know. Maybe it was I bet it was a child, and it was some kind of impending harm, and because you helped me work it out, I was able to save her.
Yeah. Evangeline has no idea for the second part. She's just like, okay, I just drew a picture for someone on the street. Maybe I'll see them again sometime.
Do you think Evangeline goes to the artist alley in Jackson Square? Maybe that's where you ran into her. Cool.
Just like a thing.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy because I have a very clear image of that place because I walk by it all the time. Okay, great. Love it. Greg.
Yes, I'm here. I'm not typing in chat.
I was waiting for a very deep resonant yes. Okay, fine. I'll take that. Yeah, there we go. Someone knows you betrayed them, but they don't know the whole story. You owe them a debt.
I do. It looks like I'm owing a lot of people a lot of debts.
Yeah.
But this one is for a card dealer at one of my favorite casinos. It's called Honolulu, and the card dealer there was a lady by the name of Penny Lane, and I got her fired.
What happened?
Well, Doyle figured out that there was some improprieties going on at the Honolulu casino, and he knew that at some point it was going to catch up with Penny. And so before she could become entangled in the dealing of a different kind inside the casino, he got her fired.
That almost sounds like Doyle has a heart?
Don't go telling anybody.
I would never. Can you spell the casino for me in Zoom chat?
I sure can.
It can be spelled however you want it. It's your casino.
Yeah, Allison nailed it in chat. But
great.
I'll put it. Yeah,
I got it.
That's a deep cut, my friend. Deep cut.
I don't know what it references. It's fine. I don't know. It'll just be left out. It's cool.
It's an old person thing. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Okay. Great. Kiana. You're protecting someone from a dark power. They owe you 2 debts.
Yeah. I mean, Ophelia was the one that dragged Evangeline into the supernatural bullshit. And might feel a little bad about it, but more just like I'd rather not my new friend die. So I think that's what's happening there. Protected Evangeline from some weird dark shit going on.
Yeah, do you know what's after her or not? Hey, Evangeline, something's after you. Shh. Don't tell.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
I owe Ophelia 2 debts for being for her just being a reasonable human being.
All of your debts are like not your fault. Like
Here.
Hi, I've been here for 9 months. I'm new in town. I have anxiety.
Perfect.
I think Ophelia has an idea of what faction they come from, and I would think it is someone from the Knight faction.
How'd you know?
But I don't think she knows exactly who or what it is.
Why would you think that?
I don't know.
Knight faction's the nicest faction. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you're right.
Can't wait to last a total of 2 episodes.
Okay.
If I have to draw another portrait.
All right, Avery, someone thinks they're protecting you, but it's really more like you're protecting them. You owe each other a debt.
I mean, I have Ophelia. I have a feeling that maybe unintentionally, whoever this individual from the Knight faction is, they won't do anything while there's a mortal around. Maybe. So maybe you just dragging Evangeline around just like helps, just unintentionally.
Also, Evangeline is totally Ophelia's impulse control.
Yeah. Yeah, how about we not do that?
I want to go shank that random person in the alleyway.
What
No.
if we don't?
Why?
Alternative.
Don't do that.
What if we
You
don't?
know what? Let's go bowling instead.
Let's just go bowling instead.
Let's do literally anything but that.
Great. Tommy,
Yes.
someone hired you for a job and you fucked it up. You owe them 2 debts.
I think I have an idea.
Love.
So, Doyle. I think Doyle and Eden met at the bar. What was the name of the bar again?
I don't know.
Fumo
Blue?
Fumo Blue. Yeah, I think this isn't like a real this isn't like a real hipster place.
This is a dive bar.
Okay.
They tried to make it that, but it just fell through.
Okay, if it's
it was like in its first week or so, but it went downhill real quick.
Yeah, this is a place that serves like a bunch of frou-frou drinks, right?
It's straight whiskey or nothing.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I think that's where Doyle and Eden met, and I think I don't know what they talked about, but I think that Doyle might have gotten somewhat of a lead on your ring, maybe. And Eden, being a wolf and very good at tracking people and things down. Oh God, would Doyle know Eden's a wolf? I think yes. I think so. I think there is a healthy sort of predator thing going on here. Like predator recognizing predator type thing. And I think that, I think Eden might have, while Doyle probably went and was looking for it himself, perhaps hired Eden on the side, perhaps hoping that a wolf nose would be able to find it. And Eden fucked it up. Eden thinks that Eden won't admit to, fucked it up. And the ring disappeared to get like the trace, like the trail went cold before anything was found. Wow, I can't even.
Nothing's going on in Zoom chat. Nothing's going on. But no, I really, really love that. That's a great hook. Thank you. I love it.
If Doyle's cool with that.
No, that's awesome, man. That's perfect.
You are muted, my friend. You've been muted this whole time if you've been saying anything.
No. I'm muted for you guys. Everybody else that's important can hear me. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And no, I think that's a good way to tie into anything future, too. And it wouldn't be that... Pope put in chat, game recognizes game. I think that it would be, even though the debts are owed, it wouldn't be something that Doyle would hang over Eden's head because he can't find it either. So
but Eden feels it. Eden has like a very strong need for like he has a very strong need for honor, right? I think that's what Eden's looking for. I think I think that's I don't think he can quite put his name on it. He can't quite put a name to it, but I think that's ultimately what he's looking for is honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Awesome, man.
Great.
But so Eden definitely feels very strong. He's probably still looking for it, even though he's definitely not getting paid at the moment to do it. Yeah.
Great. So, Allie, Claire, you've had a dire prophecy about someone, but you don't know how to help them yet. You owe them a debt.
All right, so I know I've talked to almost all of you about something like this. Did I work this one out with one of you? I can't remember. I didn't, did I? Okay. A dire prophecy about someone. I mean, it could be Ophelia.
And I was going to say, because it matches really well with one of Ophelia's next debts, which is someone keeps trying to save you and hurting themselves to do so. I owe them debts.
Yeah, it could. It could. At first I was thinking, but would Claire really want to save you? But she would. She totally would. No, she totally would. She would want to save you from damnation, from eternal damnation. Yeah, I like this.
Cool.
So then, Canada, do you want to put Claire for someone's trying to save you and keep suffering for it? You owe them 2 debts?
Yup.
Cool.
Oh my God. The demon-possessed party girl owes the nun 2 debts.
Yeah.
Yup.
I love this so much. I love this so much.
All right. Then Greg, for Doyle, someone stole something from you and lost it to the Ordo Draconis. They owe you 2 debts. Is that Weir?
Ronnie Weir. Yep.
Ronnie Weir. Right. Easy peasy. Why do you think he took it? We talked about that?
Doyle suspects, but he doesn't know for sure because he's still technically friends with Ronald. He won't kill him if he sees him. He believes that they realized that Ronald was close with Doyle and they did something to Ronald's family. The Order of the Dragon.
Got it.
So.
Perf. We have Kiana second one, so we'll just go backwards for the last one. Kiana, you have a demon patron who holds the contract for your soul. You owe them 3 debts.
Yep. That's all the rest of my debts. Yes. So demon patron, all Ophelia really knows about them is that they go by Belle.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And that's it. she's never seen their face. They communicate solely by text messages or phone calls or notes in the apartment. Has no idea who they are, so it's fine.
They're very, very friendly.
Super friendly, I'm sure.
Yep, that's all you need to know about them. Don't worry, definitely fine. Innocent. This is fine. I do like that demon sugar. Okay. Greg. Now this is interesting. Someone is keeping a mortal friend or family member safe on your behalf. You owe them a debt.
Oh, this one's easy. It's my good friend, the sister.
Okay, explain.
No. Yeah, no.
Please?
As we are reborn, the dragons of the four winds, when we grow up, we have foster families. We are not born of them, but my foster mother, Tilly Moore, is in her 70s and she is ill. I know that my enemies would know of her, but luckily I have a friend in the sister who was able to secret her away in some long-term care facility that is off the books.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend who's one of the Felician sisters. These are nuns who care for the sick and the infirm, and so I arranged to have her taken away to a safe location where she could be cared for and kept company and could watch her programs all day long.
You gonna try to kill Tilly? Go for it. If you can hang that on your conscience and kill Tilly, you go right ahead. She's watching her shows. She's watching her special programs.
Please stop.
And you're gonna kill her. Everybody, look at Lauren's eyes. She already knows what she's gonna do. Can't play poker.
I feel like we're poking the bear a bit here.
I'm not a bear. I'm a dire wolf.
Bad idea.
Allison Dillon Robinson.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop it. You are helping someone realize their true potential through your visions. They owe you a debt.
I'm not sure about this one. I
had an idea. Don't worry about it.
I'm very open to your ideas.
Okay, well, in Penny Dreadful?
Yes.
Like the Wolf of God.
Yes.
I don't know if he's actually over there.
I'm a little down and...
There? Is this right?
Yeah.
Am I getting him?
Yep, there you go.
I'll give you scratches.
Yeah, scratches behind the ears. Yeah, that could be cool. I wonder how, Tommy, I'm helping Eden to realize his true potential. We do. Yeah, we go to mass. We go to mass at the same church.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's working is the question. I think that you are possibly trying.
Yeah.
And I don't know how receptive yet Eden has been to it. Enough that you that he has begrudgingly y'all have had dinner at his family's restaurant,
right?
Together, which is more than he can say for just about anyone else. That's like the nicest he's been to anyone in weeks. And so I think he's begrudgingly understanding of that, but at the same time he's definitely a real piece of work. that yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I can too. I think this city is full of opportunities for a man of honor to show how honorable he can be. And if you had a friend who could see those opportunities before they happen.
Yeah. And I think Eden's just a bit wary or of like he wants to believe that someone can help him, but does he really believe that? That's sort of the question. And he's a bit of a troubled child, so
and Claire is just the person to help him become a very good boy. Very good boy. Don't shake your head at me, Greg.
All of us were shaking our heads.
The scratch behind you is like the leg tap for a moment, and then there's the "don't patronize me" moment.
And I think that answers Tommy's next one. Someone lives in your territory benefiting from your protection. They owe you a debt.
Yes. Sister Allison and I have talked about this. So long as you're still good with going with that. Sister Claire has taken up residence in Little Asia. And I think initially before his, I think it was sort of his, like, I think you've probably met his grandfather before his grandfather passed away. Because he was, even though he was really old, he sort of stepped in to try and run the district after Eden's parents died. And so he's like the old man that stands around on just watching the streets go by with his arms behind his back and he's aware of everyone who moves in the district. And he's aware of new faces, and so you've probably met his grandfather before he passed away. You might have seen Eden at the funeral that was the only time he came home from overseas, was for the funeral. And then you saw him again when he was at church one morning, looking like he was like halfway dead, like he just ran a marathon. And you occasionally see him there's no pattern to when he shows up at the church. He just shows up on some days.
Yeah.
So, and yeah,
I can imagine your grandfather trying to talk me into leaving the rundown place I was in for something a little, just a little bit better in Little Asia, but perhaps not revealing to me the nature of the protection that was being offered there. But when Eden made that more clear, it was perhaps an easier choice for me to make.
Although that protection's not as good as it used to be. The town's really gone down. The district's really gone downhill in the last year and a half or so. Not in an unlivable kind of way, but it's just a bit more dangerous than it used to be here.
Yes, it is. And last debt for Evangeline, you're leveraging dirt you have on someone to get their help with something. You owe them a debt.
Listen, Evangeline's not the crafty type.
Oh, it could be a really awkward blackmail situation.
I don't think she'd blackmail anybody, but I have an idea for what it might be. I don't think she'd ever use it to leverage anything, but I think it would be with her ex. Theo. Yeah, I'd dig it.
I hate him.
Because he is on the up and up and doing very well on Evangeline's stolen art. So I think she definitely, yeah. I think she knows of this, but she just doesn't have the guts or the heart to do anything about it. She's this girl's a doormat, man.
Yeah. How do you get the art?
They lived together. They'd been dating for, like, prior to her moving here. They'd been dating like over long distance for a long while, and they lived together. They lived together for about 3 months, and they worked together like really intently.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, nah. You know what, actually, this is my city now. My city. Yeah, so he just completely fucked her over with it. So now she's stuck in a really shitty apartment while her boyfriend's in her old place, just living the life, I guess.
Oh, Theo.
Ah, Theo.
All right, so those are all of the debts. Yay, good. This is fine. Well, we got a couple of, so we've got the FOMO blue? I don't know. FOMO?
The blue now.
Yeah, we're just calling it
it's just the blue.
It's just the blue. Shitty dive bar. We've got Honolulu Casino, which I don't know the reference. I don't care. Sketchy AF. Ooh. Like the perfume counter in Twin Peaks. Okay. Yes. That's the aesthetic. Actually, I have a place called One-Eyed Jack's in New Orleans. Okay. And I've got some other places from all of you. We've got Paradise Garden, which is Eden's family's restaurant. We've got St. James Park, which is the hunting grounds in Central City. We've got that old Den, 6th Street station.
Yep.
What I'm going to do is, so if y'all look in Roll20, I've got a map of New Acadia for you. I'm going to make another one that's color-coded, like where their mortality is the majority of people, and I'm going to color in each section for like which other faction has the most pull there. So you'll have that, and I'll also have little flags for where all these locations are, as well as a key. So it'll be really, really easy. So you don't need to write these down or anything. I'm just telling you some fun ones. There's a Catholic Church in Central City, Mater Dolorosa. We've got the Spectra Art Gallery in the Warehouse District, which is the south of the CBD. That's where there's a show tonight. Hi, Theo. We got a very, very happening club over in the Bywater called Club Resistance. Did I do a key? Thanks. Nice. I'm French, damn it. And my favorite place is Madame Marie's Tonsorial Parlor in the French Quarter. No reason, but it's my favorite place, and I think you should visit it for no particular reason.
Tonsorial Parlor?
Uh-huh. It's a hair place. It's just a fancy hair place. There's nothing sketchy about it. Don't worry. Cool. Were there any... What?
But in fact, there was something very sketchy about it.
There's nothing sketchy about it.
That was the sketchiest place in the entire city.
It's very classy. It's got a very unassuming exterior. I'm just telling you that it's cool there, and maybe you should visit it, and nothing bad will happen to you. Anyway, so some of you gave me rumors, which is another thing I really like. There's a move that we can do at the beginning of each session, but I feel like that really bogs things down. So I like to do it kind of at the beginning of the campaign. Rumors. Some I can make, some you can make. I've gotten some from y'all already. Like Tommy gave me one, someone's hunting wolves and taking them out. That's one Tommy gave me. Yeah. There's a secret way to move around the city for those in the know. I have a couple I'm going to give you. right now, and I'll put these in the Roll20 for everyone later, but these are just important. Property all over the city is being bought, especially in the Marigny, the Bywater, St. Claude, and St. Roch. I'll write it down for you later. Basically, they're being converted into Airbnbs with heightened security. I mean, this is really happening, but also it's happening in our fake city, but it's really happening. Also, churches in these areas in particular are being burned. The most recent news from the quarter is that power,
I'm sorry, can we ask questions? Are we?
No! Yes.
I was going to say, in conjunction with, in the same districts that there are the Airbnbs being purchased, are the churches or the places of worship being burnt there as well?
Yeah, like, that's where they are.
Okay, same neighborhoods though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. News recently from the French Quarter, or the Quarter is what we're going to call it. The vampires have been completely expelled. Ain't no one there. And something that's occurring across the city, people are going into comas. And no one knows why. It's not a huge amount of people, which is why, there hasn't been some big citywide action against it, but it's enough that people in the know have noticed.
Are these primarily mortals?
Unclear. You guys will all have a chance to roll to get some more information when we start our session 1. If anybody wants to add any rumors now, you are welcome to, or we can do it over the course of the week. Just if anybody had any ideas, feel free to throw them out. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, boop. Alrighty.
Yeah, you already know the other one that I wrote you, but say it out loud for everyone here. The pseudo pack, it's more of a gang than it is a pack that's formed in the little Asia districts, and things have sort of fallen apart, calling themselves the Strays.
Mm-hmm.
Planning some sort of major move against someone that's been fucking around in their district or something.
They sound really cute.
They're just troublemakers. They're a lot like Eden when he was young.
Aww.
But yeah. They're
I feel like the Strays are the ones that Ophelia got in the fight with.
She absolutely picked a fight with them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of young punks.
She got her ass kicked, right?
She got her ass kicked once.
Yeah.
The Strays are like somewhere between like 16 and 20, right?
Oh my
21
God.
maybe. So they're pretty young.
Yeah, that was when she first got into the city, like about a month in.
Was she still human then?
She was.
Ophelia has a secret. Don't worry about it.
I think we all have secrets.
No.
Alright.
Just tired.
I'm just sleepy.
Okay, cool. Something I like to do is ask each character for their dream and nightmare. Like, it could be, it doesn't have to be like the one thing, but it could be something that haunts them, or something they think about a lot, or aspire to, or are afraid of, basically. Let's go backwards. Key.
Oof. I honestly don't know if Ophelia's forward-facing enough to think about dreams.
Mm-hmm.
She's very much in the moment.
Yeah.
And she's very much just like, she just worries about tonight. And tomorrow will come, but like, whatever, deal with it then. As for her nightmare...
want to see if I'm right. I already wrote something down.
Is that someone breaks the deal that she has with the demon?
Yeah.
With Belle.
Yeah.
Belle.
Great. Dun, 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 dun. Craig for Doyle.
Yes. His
Dream and nightmare.
Yeah, we talked about it before. His dream is being able to return to the skies, to be able to fly in his kingdom, to be able to do what he's supposed to do, which is way more than what it's being recorded by the Ordo Draconis. And his nightmare is waking up. Every day he wakes up, stands on two legs, puts on boots, and clomps down the street on the earth.
Yeah. Right. Allie.
When Claire first came to New Acadia, she was just trying to find safety, but it's been 2 years now, and more and more she is possessed with the question, what is my purpose? I think that her dream is to discover that her purpose is to be a weapon for good in the hands of God. And her nightmare is to discover that she is in fact being manipulated by some power that is not holy.
Great. Tommy.
Oh, Eden's dream. I don't even think that he's really thought about it yet, right? Like he's kind of going on a day-to-day basis thing. I mean, honestly, he's, as I was saying, he's looking for honor and being content. So I guess, his biggest goal right now is to convince his grandma and to move her and his sister out of the district because it's not good. And he has the means, but it's the family home, right? That means a lot. So I think it's just I think for him right now, it's just to protect his family. And, that's right now his grandma and sister, but back, Pack is family. So if that ever happens, we'll see. But his nightmare, he tries not to sleep at all, ever, because he just has nightmares all the time. Certainly a lot of it from his, being involved in a war abroad. And, the violence he's seen and, not always committed by the side you think is the bad guys, right? But he also has some nightmares of his time as a teen, as a rebellious teen, where he beat some kids real bad in their little gang fights that they used to have, and the fact that his parents died when he was 12, so it's pretty big. So he has a lot of nightmares. I think he's afraid of giving in to the violence of his life, right? Of just being overwhelmed by the violence, both of his sort of wolf nature and just the violence that happens in the world. Because it seems to follow, he either seems to seek it out or it follows him everywhere.
Yeah. And Avery for Evangeline.
I think for her dream is just getting her life back in order. She's almost 30, and in the past half a year, everything has just crumbled. Everything that she had set up for herself has just crumbled around her because of the actions of one dickhead who she she's over that. Like, she doesn't want to she knows that he treated her badly. She doesn't want to get back with him at all. She just wants to get her stuff back, and she wants to just get her life back on track, essentially. That's all she wants. And as for a nightmare, I think she doesn't want to make her mom cry. She hasn't told her mom about any of this because essentially she's grown up with this single mom who raised 5 foster kids, including herself, like by herself. She's like a super mom, and has always been incredibly supportive and an absolute like beacon in her life, and she just doesn't want to upset her. And anything that would make her upset, whether it be telling her about her current situation or currently suddenly a very big risk dying, would upset her. So yeah, she just doesn't want to see him on prayer.
Great. And the very last thing we'll do, this is something we did for Wild Blue Yonder, and we're going to try to explain it because we all got confused when we did it. Hold up 3 fingers. Play Never Have I Ever with your characters. I picked the ones that Greg did for Wild Blue Yonder because they're fun. So if you have done it, you put a finger down. Okay. It was difficult for me, so fine. Never have I ever been in love. So if you've been in love, put a finger down.
Really? I was gonna say, really?
So, I gotta write it down. Doyle, Eden, Evangelina. Love of God does not count.
Jesus doesn't count.
I saw it coming a mile away. Okay. Never have I ever been loved back. Oh my God!
Wow.
All right, trying to think.
Wait.
Is this like in a romantic sense?
Yeah, in a romantic sense, or like
You're
familial?
muted, Greg, if you try to talk.
I'm gonna say romantic.
Put it down if you've been loved back,
You're
right?
muted, Greg.
You are very muted.
I really want to hear you.
Tommy just said it.
Put it down if you've been loved back, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think.
Nah, man, Theo's a bitch.
Yeah, Theo's the worst. I can already tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been loved back.
So
By another
no,
person.
Claire, I
who
thought you would
has
put it
a great
down.
Claim.
I had, but then you specified romantic.
I would like to state for the record, my face claims were like A+.
Oh, I know. I have them saved. They're beautiful.
They're so hot, Tommy.
The wolves are the hottest faction. I'm just gonna say it.
That's very valid.
Never have I ever killed someone.
Big down.
Right. Yeah, so Doyle and Eden win?
Evangelina's baby.
When?
No, I think Claire's got you beat.
See, Claire is wholesome and pure, just like the person who plays her.
No.
Thank you.
Hold on, I'm staring into the camera for comedic effect. Great. So, everyone, last thing before we sign off, I want to make sure to say, Urban Shadows can get pretty dark. You see that PCs have debts on each other. Sometimes their interests will conflict. So we are, of course, employing safety tools behind the scenes. We use the X, N, and O cards here, along with, we'll probably be doing stars and wishes as well, to make sure that everyone is comfy and we're telling a story that we want to tell together. So I think that's it for session 0 of Bad Moon Rising. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're excited. I know we're excited to get into this world and the system and these characters. Thank you so much to World Build Pope and Other Doc Jim and Steven. I miss you, Steven. Thank you so much to everyone who came out tonight and chat for being so involved. I'm very, very excited for this. So let's go around and everyone can plug your things. Not like that. Kiana, let's go backwards.
Oh, right. I am so fucking hyped for this game. We've been talking about it behind the scenes for so long now. and I just can't wait to dive into all of the messy politics and complex love polyhedrals we're going to get into here, because hell fucking yeah, we're drama. But until next week, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Come over the internet, doing all sorts of role-playing things, whether that's streaming or whether that's writing stuff. So come find me over there. I'm also on the Discord. I think we might have a Discord command now. What? And so come hang over there. I am Mod Mom. I basically live there all the time. So come chat with me. Let's get hyped about this game and all the other cool stuff happening on the channel. And yeah, we'll see you next week in New Acadia.
Yay. Greg.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this. Really, really digging everything. Loving the system, loving the characters. Obviously, the players are all right. This will be a lot of fun to spend and start the week with. Can't wait to do it. Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team here on the Twitch. Join us. Upcoming this week, we have May Black Roses Bloom on Wednesday. We have a return of Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Thursday. We have the beginning of Sky Chasers on Sunday. But take it round the horn, go front to back, and we'll meet you back here next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the beginning of this little shindig. I'll have my tats, I'll have my friends all around me here. I'll see you then.
Allie.
I have missed this so much, y'all. I really, really have. It is... I get sappy for a moment. It's good to be home. It's good to be home. I love you. I love this place. I love this community. And I'm really, really grateful to get to be a part of it. More from me back here in the future. For now, this is kind of it, except in real life, me and Lauren are going to be out at D&D Live in like 10 days or something like that. It's like day after tomorrow or something. I can't believe we're going to get to do this. I'm so excited to be there. So if you're going to be there, let's connect. Would love to meet some of you in person. And until next week, you can catch me on Twitter at Allison Robinson. Love you guys. Bye.
Tommy.
Hey. Oh my God. I'm so excited. And I'm really excited to play this character with all of your characters. It's going to be an absolute trash fire. I'm really interested to see them interact next week. I've been waiting for this all month. And I cannot wait for next week. Let's see. I am Imperator Pengu on the Twitter sphere. I do some tabletop RPG stuff. Tomorrow I'll be over on Pro Restarters channel at 1 p.m. Eastern with our Dungeon World campaign, where we make bad decisions and the dice rolls hate us. And things just keep going south. And on Thursday, I'll be over on Scraticus's channel, where I play the ultimate good boy, my sentient suit of armor, who's losing his memory and just wants to go home. And that's at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a great campaign. It's an all monsters campaign. It's great. I love it so much. I will not be at D&D Live, but I live here, so I'll be hanging out with people here while they're here. Yeah, unfortunately, I have trips that have to be made that don't work with D&D Live, but I'm excited to see friends there, and if you're going to be there, let us know, and love to meet y'all in real life.
Yay. And who's last? It's Avery.
It's me. Yay. Hello, my name is Avery. I go by MatBat online. I am an artist mostly. I sometimes cosplay, but like maybe once a year if I'm lucky. Yeah, so if you don't see me around, you'll see my art. I am also on the Scraticus Academy channel on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Time zones are hard, so I have to really think about this one. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I do. I unfortunately will not be at D&D Live because it is across many seas. But I will be at Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be very good.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm so excited for this campaign. I have not shut up about it for God knows how long. Since it was announced, pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome. Alrighty. I have been your MC, Lauren, or that salty ginger over on Twitter, sometimes known as Resident Psychic on the Discord, or the Smooch Queen, which I also enjoy a lot. I'm a member of the Tales from the Grim team. You can find me here every Monday and popping up in different shows around this summer. I don't know. Everyone who's here just asked me to come play games. I need more games. I always need more games. It's an addiction. Haha, yes. A funny joke. Anyway, the city is waiting. We'll see you next week.